How do you calculate tithe, gross versus net? Imagine you're giving back to God what He has blessed you with. But how do you decide what amount to give? Do you base it on your total earnings or what you actually take home? That's the big question many believers face when it comes to tithing. Tithing is giving 10% of your income to God, recognizing that everything we have comes from Him. The key is whether to calculate that 10% on your gross income or your net income. Calculating on your gross income means you look at your total earnings before taxes, insurance, retirement contributions, or any other deductions. For example, if your yearly salary is $50,000, your tithe would be $5,000. This method aligns with the biblical idea of giving the first fruits or the full blessing God has given you. It shows that you honor God with everything He provides, not just what is left after expenses. Many see this as a way to acknowledge God's ownership of all their income. On the other hand, calculating on your net income means you look at what you actually receive after taxes and deductions. So, if after taxes and deductions your take-home pay is $40,000, your tithe would be $4,000. This approach considers your real spending power and what you have available to give. Some believers find this method more practical because it reflects their actual financial situation. It helps them give cheerfully without feeling overwhelmed by obligations. Looking at the Bible, the Hebrew word for tithe, maser, means a tenth part. In the Old Testament, it often refers to giving a tenth of the increase or produce from the land. This could be seen as giving from gross income or total blessings received. For farmers or business owners, expenses directly related to earning income might be subtracted before calculating the tithe. That means they might tithe on net profit rather than gross revenue. In the New Testament, there is no specific percentage commanded. Instead, it encourages generous giving according to what each person has decided in their heart. The focus is on giving joyfully and willingly, not just out of obligation. When it comes to practical money management, think about what aligns best with your understanding of stewardship. Decide prayerfully whether to base your tithe on gross or net income. Consistently, give 10% as an act of faith and gratitude. Remember, tithing is part of a bigger biblical principle of generosity that includes offerings beyond the tithe. Use tools or calculators if needed to stay consistent. Ultimately, whether you choose to tithe on gross or net income, the most important thing is your heart. Giving cheerfully and intentionally honors God and reflects your trust in His provision. Both methods are valid, and your choice depends on your personal conviction and financial situation. The goal is to develop a habit of faithful giving as part of your journey in biblical finance and Christian money management.